technical provider at the technical director at the KOH. Zach, so grateful to you for your technical support to enable all the 50 people at KOH who are joining us in person to be able to experience this important program. I also want to thank Karen Rubin, MLC Executive Director, and our Jewish Federation leadership. Outgoing Executive Director Willie Recht, Pam Herman, Interim Executive Director, Adam Eisenberg, Communications Director, and Barry Broad, our Jewish Federation President. I thank you all, the Federation leadership, for promoting this program over these past weeks. I want to thank also Rachel Darling, Executive Director at Hillel at UC Davis and California State University, Sacramento, who is currently in Israel. And I want to thank Seth Browner, the Director of Development of Hillel at Davis and Sacramento, for being with us this morning. Thank you, Rachel and Seth, for promoting the program to Hillel students and to your lay leaders, who I hope are able to join with us this morning. Dr. Josh Hartman, I saw you, Dr. Hartman. Thank you for being with us this morning from Washington, D.C. Dr. Hartman is Hillel's International Vice President, and he has many responsibilities for Case Hillel, that is Central Asia and Southeastern Europe Hillel, of which Ukraine is part of that network. Thank you, Josh, for promoting this program to all the Hillels on college campuses in North America. I thought I saw Alan and Dana Edelstein joining us from Israel. I hope many of you will be joining us on September 9th on Shabbat, when Alan and Dana will be back in our community from Jerusalem. Alan will be speaking about the current situation in Israel, followed by Q&A in the KOH after the Kiddush lunch. And I see my brother is with us from Kfar Varadim, Israel, by the Lebanon border. Zev, where are you? You have your video turned off, I hope? You look marvelous, Zev, as always. Lastly, I want to thank Jonathan Lightman, a past president of our congregation, who will be reviewing your written questions that you would like to be asked of our panel of 3 guests. Please use the chat section of the Zoom to write your questions. And for those here in the KOH, please write your questions on cards that Talia will provide. And please then raise your hands if you're in the KOH when you are done to give them to Jonathan. And in keeping with the schedule, we'll need to have all the questions submitted by about 10 minutes after 10 in order to be able to go through the questions and be able to have them ready to answer. One last reminder for those of us on Zoom, please remember to mute your device at all times. Talia, did I thank Max and Marie? I don't know if I did. Did I? I hope I did. Max Smelchek and Marie Fidel are there at the KOH volunteering. They've been there for 2 hours already, helping with refreshments and setting up the room. Thank you to Max and Marie. So without further ado, let's begin the program. The program begins with this brief video. I'm going to ask Hannah to show this very moving video to all of us at this time, and then we'll meet our honored guests.
Yep, just a moment, Rabbi. Are you able to hear the video?
No.
Okay.
I think you have to click those 2 boxes when you share, before you share your screen.
Which boxes?
At the very bottom, when it says share screen, there are 2 boxes that will allow you to share audio, video.
Ah, there we go. Thank you.
And I know
Yeah.
nothing about technology.
Ракета попала в будівлю Гілелю, здається, 2 березня.
Sound is good?
Мне понадобилось 3 дня, чтобы собрать топливо. По 10 литров, по 10 литров, по 10 литров.
Знаете, что у нас произошло во время войны? У нас во время войны была свадьба.
Ми могли бути вихідними, але все ж таки піти в Гілель, тому що там якась програма, якийсь захід відбувається. В кругу тих людей, рідних людей. В мене вулиця, вона досить відома в Харкові, це колишній Московський проспект. І коли я побачив, що по ньому їдуть танки, то усвідомлення того, що то дійсно війна, вже прийшло.
У нас произошли проблемы финансовые в Гилеле, потому что наш бюджет состоит из разных источников. Местные спонсоры уже начали направлять все свои средства на помощь защите Украины. И поэтому я все время был на связи с Международным Гилелем, который в тот момент очень-очень
Мне надо было остро необходимо срочно выучить иврит. И первый веб-сайт, который попался мне в поисковике, это Гилель. Ну а потом уже вследствие началась война и начал волонтерить. Никит, у тебя есть автомобили? Надо развозить продукты нашим подопечным, кто нуждается. Надо как-то помочь. Я такой сразу, поехали. Чтобы собрать топливо на поездку в тот же Краматорск, когда я людей эвакуировал, мне понадобилось 3 дня, чтобы собрать топливо. По 10 литров, по 10 литров, по 10 литров.
Вот это вот здание, в котором находится Гилель.
Ракета попала в будівлю Гілелю, здається, 2 березня. Це саме початок війни, тиждень. Ну, спочатку це був страх. Незрозуміле осознання того, як в сучасному світі може таке відбуватись.
Коли вони добралися до Львова, це було ввечері, вже комендантська година, їм нема де було ночувати. І в мене була хата переповнена, і всіх по 20 людей. Єдине, де вони могли переночувати, це в нашому Гілелі, в самому приміщенні. Постелили матраси, каремати, як і всі в нас ночували переважно.
Відбувались шабати в розбомбленому Гілелі, але це було небагато разів, десь 20, може, чуть менше людей, то котрі залишились в Харкові. І то було, якщо десь влітку.
Це наші внутрішні переселенці, це наша взаємодія вже більше року з людьми, які зараз знаходяться в Трускавці. Це представники різних єврейських громад з різних міст. Переважно це люди похилого віку або з дітьми з маленькими сім'ї, які, починаючи з кінця лютого, з березня, перебувають в санаторії в Трускавці. Наша діяльність теж волонтерська полягала в тому, що ми приїжджали до них і приїжджаємо. Моральна допомога не менш важлива, особливо старшим людям, і свята для них дуже важливі. Наскільки вдячні вони були, набагато навіть більше, ніж люди тут, тому що тут все ж таки люди знаходяться в себе вдома, а там вони відірвані від дому, від родини. І, власне, це родинне тепло і повернення до своїх традицій, до свят для них дуже-дуже важливо.
Знаете, что у нас произошло во время войны? У нас во время войны была свадьба. Двое наших ребят, и они во время войны решили пожениться. Они пригласили, меня пригласили ребят с разных гилелей из Украины. Эти ребята так волонтерят, столько оказывают помощи и поддержки. Жизнь продолжается и будет продолжаться. И ничего не получится, не раздушат Украину. И Украина будет жить. И эти молодые люди – это будущее України.
Ти не можеш назвати це роботою, тому що Гілель – це як смисл життя.
Thank you, Hannah, for showing that very moving video. I'm now going to introduce our three honored guests. 20 years ago, a little over 20 years ago, I had the honor of spending almost 2.5 weeks in Ukraine, along with 20 college students from the University of Chicago and NYU, New York University. And it was the first time I had the opportunity to meet Osip Axelrod. Just a little bit of background. Many of you know that Rabbi Yossi Goldman, who was rabbi of Mosaic Law Congregation for many years back in the 80s, 70s and 80s, made Aliyah to Israel and became one of the international vice presidents of Hillel, being in charge of Hebrew University Hillel in Jerusalem. And Yossi made a number of trips to Russia and the former Soviet Union and spent a good deal of time establishing Hillel organizations throughout the region. And so Yossi put me in touch during my 3-month sabbatical in Israel 20 years ago with Osip Axelrod. And I met him for the first time. He picked me up at the airport outside of Kyiv. And from that moment on, I knew I was in the presence of a real leader, someone who's passionate about Judaism and about the enhancement of Jewish life for the Jewish communities of Ukraine. And so, Osip, we are honored to have you here. I know you're in Israel, but I'd like if you would take a few moments to tell us a little bit about yourself. We'll put you on speaker view, so you'll have the center of the screen for those who are watching on Zoom, and then give us a little bit of your perspective of the situation.
Thank you very much, my dear friend, my dear Rabbi. I'm really now in Israel, missing home very much, and I know that very, very soon I will be back. First of all, let me express my deepest gratitude to all of you. And to believe me, we are very, very grateful to you for today's time, for standing with us. And it's very important for our students to understand that they are not alone this difficult, terrible time. About myself, I was born and grew up in Kiev in Jewish secular family. I am economist, and in the past professional sportsman. I was a coach. And many years I worked like the head of economical department of Institute of Telecommunication in Kiev. But in 1995, my life changed. My life changed because my very close friend, almost brother, and by the way, I was asked by him to send hello to all of you because some of you, or maybe many of you, remember him. He was the, as mentioned, Reuven mentioned before, he was the rabbi in your community, Yossi Goldman. He wanted to join us, but he is on the plane now and he cannot. But he asked me to send hello to you. He came to Kiev and he engaged me. And I was involved in Jewish life, launching Hillel at the beginning in Kiev. And then we opened Hillels in different Ukrainian cities, Lvov, Kharkov, Odessa, Dnieper, Simferopol in Crimea. And then the president of Hillel International asked me to take the responsibility, to take the position of Hillel case region, which include 5 countries. Talking about Ukraine, Hillel in Ukraine today, 5 Hillels in Kiev, Kharkov, Dnieper, Odessa, Lvov, and of course Hillel in Simferopol, because for us it's Ukraine. It's more than 3,000 active students, 3,000 active students. And you know, I am telling you very, very honestly, it's my pride. We're proud by them, by all these students, because what the mission of Hillel in the former Soviet Union? To engage young Jewish adults in Jewish life. And we have 4 different directions: Jewish informal education, the preparation of young Jewish leaders, tzedakah and volunteering, and the last, but really very important, to arrange their free time for Jewish kids, for Jewish students, sport, art, etc. But now, from February 24th, the life of Jewish students in Ukraine changed. They are volunteering 24 hours, 7 days a week. And our students, Nelly and Anna, they will tell you in more details what's going on in Ukraine. Anyway, look, we feel the support from the Jews in the United States, in Israel. I'm very grateful to Hillel International, using the opportunity that today Josh Hartman, together with us, who is helping us all this time, helping us not only survive, but to continue to work. And you know what happened? Today, Hillels in Ukraine took the key position in the Jewish community life. It's like the strongest part of community, really the strongest part. You saw in this movie, you heard the students from different Ukrainian cities, and we are continuing now. Again, I'm very grateful to you that you are standing with us. I'm very grateful to my friend Rabbi Reuven Taff for arranging this event, this meeting. And believe me, we will continue, we will survive, we will be successful, we will win. And Jewish community in Ukraine in very, very strong hands of Ukrainian Hillel students. Thank you very much.
You couldn't hear me probably, could you? Could you? Okay.
Yes, now.
Now you can hear me. Thank you, Osik, for sharing your words, and we're honored again to have you with us.
And you know, sorry, Reuven, I just want to add, you saw in this movie that our office in Kharkov was destroyed by rocket attack, Russian rocket attack. After this movie, we also lost the office in Odessa. Odessa Hillel also was destroyed by Russians invasion.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, and thank you for that. And we're going to go now to Kyiv. If we can put the speaker view on Anna Bayless. Anna is representing the students of Kyiv. She's a student and also works in public relations for Hillel. And so, Anna, it's an honor to have you with us. I'm going to ask.
I'm so glad to be here.
Yeah, Hannah, if we could make her the speaker, please, speaker view, so we can all see her.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. So hello, I'm so glad to be here today. My name is Anna, I'm from Kyiv, and I was a student of Hillel even before the war started. So I saw how it all happened. And the first thing I want to say when I think about the life of Hillel during the war is volunteering. From the first day of war, maybe not the day, maybe the first hour, it was round the clock help. It was blood donation, for example. Our main task was delivering food to families who needed it and buying lanterns, power banks for these families where there was like a total blackout in Kyiv. And I want to add that during that blackout, the doors of our Hillel were wide open for everyone who wanted to charge their phones, to call their relatives to say that they were okay, and to drink hot tea. And of course, it was a huge support, because one of the first who wrote me on February 24th were my friends from Hillel. And I will never forget that first online Shabbat after February 24th, because we all sat in different cities under rockets. We didn't know what would happen tomorrow, but we sang along to the familiar Shabbat songs, and maybe we just knew that everything would be okay and that we would meet soon in Hillel Kyiv. And now I'm very proud of Hillel, because as soon as it became possible, all new programs, leadership projects, any volunteer action, Shabbat immediately started. And believe me, these events were carried out on the highest level possible, even despite the war. And Hillel was the only provider of the grid. And by the way, I was there in March. I was in Israel. And now I'm not afraid to be at my home right now, because I know that I'm never alone. And I know that Hillel will continue to work no matter what. It is such a great honor to be here today, to speak on behalf of my entire community in Kyiv. And maybe the last thing I want to say is thank you. Thank you all. Thank you so much for all your help. And I just want you to know that we are still fighting. Thank you so much. And hello.
Ruan, may I add a few words?
Say that again, Osik?
May I add a few words?
Yeah, of course you may.
Thank you. Anya graduated Hillel case Madrihim school last year. What is interesting, today we finished the third session of next Madrihim school. And from today, we have additionally new 17 professional Madrihim. And all these students, all these guys, including Anya, they conduct, especially now, they work in all Jewish community camps arranged by the JDC, by local community, and they arrange all Jewish celebrations, not only for Hillel students, but also for all community members. Anya, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Anna. Before we introduce Nelly, who is with us from Odessa, I want to remind everyone that we encourage you to pose questions in the chat, the Zoom chat, by writing your question. and making sure you click send or click enter, so we'll be able to see the question. Jonathan will be able to review the questions for the Q&A. And also those of you in the KOH, I hope you have internet reception, that it's been repaired, and that you're able to view the program. Those of you in KOH, please write your questions on cards that Talia Berger will provide, and then raise your hands when you're done to give them to Jonathan, who is in the KOH. We'll need to have those questions submitted very, very shortly, because the program will end at the time of 10:45, which is in about 29 minutes from now. It's my honor to call upon our honored guest, Nelly Kuznetsova, who is a Hillel student and program coordinator in Odessa. Nelly, if we can, Hannah, if we can make her the center screen speaker view, thank you. And let's unmute her.
Yeah, I'm here. Thank you.
Hi, Nelly.
Hey, so first of all, I'm very grateful to participate in your meeting today. It's a huge honor for us, for Hillel Ukraine, to share our experience, because I think it's very unique. And I want to tell my story about the beginning of the war. I remember the first day. We woke up at 5 a.m. because we heard some missile attack, and we understood what happened. We were scared. We didn't know what to do, because, of course, we heard the news before, but none of us believed in the fact that it's possible to start a war in 21st century. So the only one thing that I wanted to do that day, I called to our synagogue and asked if I can help with something, if I can do something, because when I don't know what to do, I just try to help to other people. I wasn't really close to our synagogue before the war. I was studying in a Jewish school in Odessa. We have 3 of them, by the way. But it happened somehow that I just was busy with my life, and I didn't pay a lot of attention to our Jewish community. But now I know that when something scary happens to you, the most important thing is to be with your people and to be close to your community. That's why I'm sure, and I know, and I feel that our work in Hillel is very important to our students. As Osik said, several weeks ago, our office in Odessa was destroyed, and it was before Shabbat. And we were worried about it because we were scared, and we thought that other students will be scared too, and that they will not come to Shabbat. And one of the most touching moments in my life is when all our students came to Shabbat. They were not scared. They wanted to be together. And we were lighting our Shabbat candles in the front of a broken window. And at that moment, I felt the importance of our work, and the importance of the opportunity to be together. And during the first months of the war, we were volunteering all the time. My day was starting around 6 a.m. when I was leaving my home, and I was going to our main bus station because all Jewish communities, including Gilel, were working there, and we were helping people to evacuate from Ukraine to other countries. Also, as part of the Jewish community, we help to elderly people. We are delivering food packages for them. Also, we have a volunteering program when we help them with their devices, because we want all of them to be connected with their families. It's very important when during the war, part of the families moved to another cities or in other countries. So we want them to be connected with their families as well. Also, we provide online Shabbats for elderly people of Jewish community, and we have different topics to discuss with them. Also, we provide some kind of master classes. For example, last month we provided master class of how to cook hummus, and they were really happy for this communication. And also we provide different programs for our students. We celebrate all the holidays together. We celebrate Shabbat, Havdalah, and also we provide different programs for our volunteers. For example, it can be courses of the first aid or lectures about art, because we want our people to have an opportunity to think about different things, not only about the war, and to give them an opportunity to relax and communicate with each other. Thank you all for invitation, and thank you all for your support and attention. It's very important and touching for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Nelly. Spasibo Bolshoya. Thank you for sharing with us, and Anna and Osip. Before we get into the Q&A, I just want to mention that 20 years ago when I was there during Passover, during that 2 weeks or so, I traveled with Osip and Hillel students from Ukraine to various small villages and cities where there were a smattering of Jews. We conducted Passover Seders for elderly Jewish people who lived in these small villages. And even if it was a family of 2 or 3 people, we conducted these Seders along with the students from North America. What I want to say is, and you probably already kind of, it was implied in both Hannah and Nelly's presentation, that they outreach beyond the Hillel organization to the greater Ukrainian Jewish community with their volunteer efforts. So the students are very much connected, not just to their own students, but to the greater community in Ukraine. Would that be an accurate statement, Nelly, Anna?
Yeah, exactly. And we also had Shabbaton together with our elderly people from Jewish community, so we could share with them our experience, and they were telling us a lot of cool stories about their life and how they came back to their Jewish life. So yeah, that's totally true.
Excellent. Jonathan,
Robert,
I know. Yeah, go ahead, Osip.
You know that this year, during the war, Hillel students in Ukraine conducted 69 Passover Seders for Jewish communities. 69.
Wow. Sorry I wasn't there to join you. Would have been an honor to do that. Jonathan, before Jonathan begins, we begin the Q&A, and I hope, Jonathan, can you hear me, Jonathan?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Can you hear me? Okay. Jonathan, before you begin with the Q&A, I have a question that I think might be on people's minds, and one of which is the fact that Ukraine is one of the only countries in the world to have a Jewish president. I think Israel might be the other country. I guess my question is, have you met President Zelensky, any of you? Has he made any connection, especially during the war that began in February of 22, to the Hillel community or to the Jewish community? Who wants to go?
Ruben, look, I will open you the secret. I know him very nice. I met with him, I spoke with him. I have his phone number, but I don't use it. I tell you more. I had an agreement with him that he will join Hillel case board before he became the president of Ukraine. I don't know what is better, that he became the president of Ukraine, or maybe he would become the member of Hillel case board. But look, I'm very intelligent and I don't use his phone number after 2019 when he became the president of Ukraine. As far as I know, his parents are Jewish. But as far as I know, he never visited synagogue. He congratulated Jewish community with all Jewish holidays, like all presidents, by the way. And that's it. Maybe when he will finish his presidential cadence, I will call him.
Okay. Jonathan, do you have any questions?
Yes. First, I'd like to say Shavua Tov to our panelists, and we want to, on behalf of the Sacramento community, we want to say thank you so very much for taking the time to present to us today, to have this magnificent conversation with our esteemed Emeritus Rabbi Reuven Taff. And to share your hopes and your challenges for what's happening. It's not only an opportunity to create this connection for one people, Jewish people around the world, but many of us, including myself, our family lineages also trace to Ukraine, and so that there is a special connection there, and we are so appreciative for your time. So the first question I have is that was there a time during the war where Hillel was shut down?
No way. Look, I have a commitment. And I promise to students that I will come back. The first task that I have to fulfill to rebuild Hillel in Kharkiv and now also in Odessa. I even hope that in Odessa we will do this very, very soon. I have such hope. Hillel never will be closed in Ukraine, because today we understand that we play the main role in Jewish community life. The students, they have the responsibility for Jewish life, for the future Jewish life and the current Jewish life in Ukraine. Look at these pretty girls. I trust them. They never will leave Hillel. Very unique situation the way it happened. Very unique. During the war, the number of Hillel students who participate in our activities, who visited our programs, never decreased during the war. It was a phenomenon for me, and I understood what's going on, what happened. During this terrible time, they need to be inside the family. They need the communication, and our task, my task, to provide them, to help them, to provide them with this. Look, we lost, after the beginning of the war, we lost more than 50% of our budget, more than 50%. Genesis Fund, we lost 325,000. Our local board, 160,000. Euro-Asian Jewish Congress. But we didn't close even any program. All programs continuing, thanks to our friends. And I can assure you that Hillel, not only, as I mentioned, not only will survive in Ukraine, will be the most successful organization in Ukraine. Believe me, I hope that we will meet. I will invite you to Kyiv after the war. We will meet, and you will see what's going on. What does it mean, Hillel in Ukraine? It's an empire, and this empire never will be destroyed. Never.
And I think that your answer embodies the Jewish spirit, that as many times as our oppressors try to destroy us, our resilience continues and allows us to move on. Here's another question. Is there a relationship between Hillel in Ukraine and the Jewish Agency or the Joint Distribution Committee?
Thank you for the question. I am in Hillel 28 years. This year, in December, will be 28. All these years, I have a great partners. Schusterman Family Foundation and JDC, the joint. Unfortunately, a few years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, Schustermans, they made step out. But when the war began, I received a phone call from Lynn Schusterman, the head of the foundation. I'm in touch with her all time. And she said, we never will leave you alone. We love you. As for JDC, I'm very grateful to JDC, especially now. I mentioned we lost more than 50% of the budget. 545,000 we lost. Can you imagine? JDC increased their financial support this year. Now I'm in the process, I'm starting the process of developing our budget for 24. I don't know what I will expect from the JDC, but I hope that they will stay with us and they will continue to be the good partners. And of course, I'm very grateful to Hillel International. They are with us all time. I'm very grateful to them.
Is there an address or a place, let's say a website, that we can contribute to assist your efforts?
Jonathan, let me, we'll cover that towards the end. We do have a link that we're going to show. But I want to follow up on Jonathan's question, Osik. And it's not about the financial constraints that you've been dealing with, especially because of the war, but I'm interested to know what connections Hillel in Ukraine has had with other Hillel students throughout the world. There are Hillels all over the world, in North America, on other continents. Are other Hillel students on other college campuses, for example, have they been in touch with you, offering support? Is there a connection between Hillel Ukraine and the Hillels in other parts of the world?
Thank you, Roman, for this question. We are very close with all Hillels all over the world through Hillel International. We got a real support, of course, not financial support, but moral support. We got from Hillel in Israel, in Poland, in Germany. Some of our students from the beginning of the war, they moved to these countries. And Hillel Poland conduct different kind of programs for our students. I'm in touch always. I'm in touch with Hillel Israel director, Hillel Germany, and we are very, very grateful to them. And again, and again, Hillel International is the key supporter for us. And I am telling this not because Josh together with us, no. I am telling this always, believe me, always, that we continue to work thanks to today, thanks to Hillel International, thanks to JDC, Schusterman Family Foundation.
I have some other questions. Are you?
Rabbi, we can't hear you.
Oh, okay, sorry. Thank you for your answer, Osik. Just as a follow-up to that, do you have any connection with the Hillels in Russia? And what has been your communication with your colleagues in Russia? Because there are Hillels in Russia, are they not, Anna, Nelly? Yes?
Ruben, the whole staff of Hillel in Russia moved to Israel, including Hillel Russia director.
Wait, all of the staff from Russian Hillel?
The whole regional staff, regional director, regional program director, regional educator, they made Aliyah, and I'm in touch with them here. As for students, look, now it's very hot time for our students. And our connection with them, maybe we will rebuild somewhere after the war. But today, it's very, very difficult Therefore, on my level, on the staff level, I communicate with the Russian regional staff because they are here in Israel. As for students, I'm very honest, and I don't want to pressure them. It's their decision. They don't want to communicate with everything that connected with Russia.
Thank you. Jonathan?
What is the connection or the communications with the universities in which you function that serve the student population at large? Do they support your work? Are they do they acknowledge the contributions that you're making to the greater effort in Ukraine and surrounding communities?
You mean universities, state universities, private universities in Ukraine?
Where in other words, where your students are, where you're serving, what is the relationship with the general universities, with the university administration or with the other students?
I will tell you. Hillel in the former Soviet Union has another structure, not like in the United States and Canada. In the United States and Canada, Hillel is a campus-based organization. In every campus, there is Hillel Center, and Hillel students conduct programs. Here in the former Soviet Union, we are community-based organization. It means that we have one place, one space for students from different Hillels. But sometime we have an opportunity to conduct programs inside different universities. I will open you the secret. I have very, very close friend, really very close, my private friend. She is the Vice Minister of Education of Ukraine, and she helps me. When I need to conduct some kind of program in the university, I call to her, she speaks with the president of university, and the doors are open for us. But the most of our programs we conduct in Hillel, inside the community, not inside the campus. We have no campuses in the former Soviet Union.
Okay, and then this question I want to ask to Anna. Do you experience anti-Semitism on campus, or have you experienced it? And what is the general state of anti-Semitism in Ukraine right now? Question for everybody.
It's question for me, for Anya. Anna, yes. Anya.
For me, about anti-Semitism at all, or
on campus? On campus.
On campus. So, do you mean my university? Yeah. So we call it. So I'm
correct in the university.
I'm a medical student. I am a student of Bogomolets National Medical University, and as for me, I never experienced anti-Semitism. Like, besides, I have a Jewish surname. I'm Baylis, so it's easy to understand that I have some Jewish family, but no, I never experienced that. But some of my friends from Hillel, they are also students, and I know that they, unfortunately, they have such background. Yes, but as for me, I have never experienced that in my campus.
Do you know, during many years under the Soviet Union, there was very, very strong state anti-Semitism in Ukraine on the state level. Now, there is no anti-Semitism on the state level, but on the people level, unfortunately, it will exist forever. And by the way, not only in Ukraine, everywhere, as far as I know. Of course, there is anti-Semitism on the people's level, but not on the state level.
And we have one more question for you, and this is for all three of you, which is, what gives you hope?
Who will start? Nelia, Anya, or myself?
I can start.
Okay.
Yeah, as I said, At the first day of the war, the first thing that I did, I called to synagogue, because the only one thing gives me a hope, it's my volunteering effort. When I help to other people, when I see how can I help them, especially for older people, for example, when we provide Pilat Shabbat for them or Passover Seder, and I see their eyes, and I understand that we have very brave people in our country, have very brave students, very brave elderly people, and when I see those faces, those eyes of people, it gives me hope.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Nelly. Anna, do you want to answer the same question?
Yeah. I'm shaking now. It's such a heartbreaking question, but maybe people who have lost everything, people to whom we bring food from Jewish community, and they are smiling and they are laughing and they say, thank you so much. We are Jewish and everything could be okay. Maybe such people give me hope. Thank you.
And maybe I will divide this question. Let's divide. The hope on the victory in this war, of course, because the most of the countries all over the world help us and support us. Therefore, I have a hope that it will finish very, very soon and we will win. As for the hope for Hillel, look, for me, Hillel, it's not my job. For me, Hillel is my life. It's very, very difficult to walk at the same place 28 years. Therefore, it's not a job. It's my life. I have no choice. I want to live. Therefore, look at these girls. Look at Anya, look at Nelly, and we have more than 3,000 like them. We have no choice. We will live, we will be successful, we will survive, and we will host you in Ukraine. Believe me.
Thank you, Osik and Anya and Nelly, for sharing with us and being with us. Very important to make the connection with you. It's my honor at this time to call upon the Hillel International Vice President from Washington, D.C., just to share a few words with us, Dr. Josh Hartman.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody, for having, forget me, thank you for having Anna and Nelly and Osik here. I really, honestly, I don't have a lot to add to what they all shared. I can just say that on behalf of the entire Hillel movement, we are all inspired by the work that's happening in Ukraine, by the work of these amazing students and volunteers, and by leadership from Osik, who truly has been such a guiding light in the midst of such challenges that, I mean, it takes such fortitude to be able to lead such a large organization through the kind of challenges that Osik has led the organization through. And, you know, we are partners with Osik as Hillel International. I know many of all of our campuses, we have 850 campuses and communities that are connected with Hillel around the world. Our 140,000 students that we engage every year, we are all with Osik and his team and are so supportive of the work they're doing. And I guess the only other thing I'll just say is I know you're about to share information about how to support Hillel Case and Hillel in Ukraine. Please consider sharing that information beyond this group as well, just because, you know, Hillel International was able to secure over $1 million in fundraising at the start of the war, and it was due to generosity of individual donors, even small dollar donors, that really helped Osik keep the lights on and keep these organizations going. So thank you all in advance for having us, and also for any support that you're able to lend, either emotional or otherwise, to Hillel in Ukraine.
You know what? I create a headache to Josh almost every day. Almost every
Not
day.
True. Not true.
Please send my love and send my big grateful to our president, Adam Lehman, to our vice president, Sarah Fried, and to you, of course, to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Osik.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Hartman, for sharing your words. It's my honor to call upon Rabbi Ben Herman to share some words with us. Rabbi Herman, are you with us?
Yes. Okay. I know with time, I'll try to do 1 minute, not two. When I was at JTS, I learned about a program called Project Judaica, and maybe Osik and Anna know about this. It's a joint Jewish studies program at the National University of Kyiv, Moila Academy, for education, archival records, and working with Ukrainian students. And JTS has been a big supporter of that. And similarly, we need to be supporters of Case Hillel. The learning, the programming, this was inspirational this morning, Osik. I really appreciated it, Anna and Nelly. Whether it is giving money, whatever we're able to, or sharing resources, this is integral for us to do. I want to thank Rabbi Taft for bringing this program to MLC, and now we're called to action to support all of these communities and to help enable them to thrive. Let us give from our hearts to support the wonderful work at Case Hillel. And I hope that you are all as inspired as I am this morning. Thank you. Shana Tova to everyone.
Shana Tova, and thank you. And thank you for standing with us. It's important for us.
Yeah, thank you, Rabbi. Anna Rosenheimer is going to display the information, the link in the chat. And I don't know if you can put it on the screen. Also, this program has been recorded. So we're happy to make this program, the link.
I'm not seeing the link. I see the words donation link.
No, the one that you had previously, the link to show the, it's number 9 on the production script.
Ah, gotcha.
Okay. There it is. And I don't know if you can actually show that on the screen. Can you show it? Not just in the chat, but also on the screen?
Yes, just a moment here.
That's okay. Okay, Hannah, we don't need it. Okay. We'll get the message out to people. I want to conclude. First of all, I'm not going to thank everyone. I did that at the beginning to save time, but again, a blanket thank you to Osik, to Anya, to Nelly, and to Talia, and to all who I already acknowledged at the very beginning of this program. We could not have had this program without you. I want to, oh, there it is. Okay.
And on behalf of all Hillel, Ukrainian Hillel students, thank you very, very much, my dear friend Ruven, and all the participants of this event. Thank you very much for being with us, for standing with us.
Because of time, I was going to conclude with a story, but because of time, and we said we'd be finished by 10:45, and I'm already 3 minutes over. I'm just going to end by saying to you, Osik, and to Anna, Anya, and to Nelly, that when Osik was talking about his 28 years, it reminded me of the important number that 28 has in our Jewish tradition. 28 is equal to the Hebrew word koach, which means strength. And so I want to say to you, Osik, and to you, Anya, and to you, Nelly, that we wish for you, mechayil l'chayil, that you should go from strength to greatest strength as you continue to live your lives and continue, please, dear God, to do the important work that you are all doing to help connect and support each other in the Jewish communities of Ukraine. So thank you all for being here. I hope that you'll join us for the second of our series, that you'll, I hope, join and participate with us over the next few months. And again, I want to wish everyone a Shana Tova, a happy and healthy new year. And may we see the war in Ukraine come to an end, and peace and security can be in existence for all in the region. And let us all say Amen.
Thank you. Shana Tova.
Shana Tova.